Here we go.
Alright, what's up guys? We are in a very interesting car today. This is my longtime buddy Terrence. He's been on the channel before actually. I let him drive my NSX a while back. So this is his 350Z. It's a what, 07?
Yeah, 07.
So it's an HR model and it's a budget drift build. So tell me a little bit about the car.
Alright, so pretty much it's bone stock power wise, other than the Tomei exhaust that you hear right now. Most of the stuff came with the car. I tried to only spend money where I needed to. It's just going to be, like you said, a budget, bare minimum car. The only nice part I put on was the Wisefab angle kit, just because I'm like, if I'm not going to touch the engine, I at least want to have the angle I want.
Right.
So there's that up front.
And it makes the car look absolutely insane, as I'll show you in the B-roll.
It looks like a lobster.
Yeah, like a lobster, exactly.
So Cosmos wheels, D2 coilovers, stock welded diff, crown carbon crafting 50mm overs, just because the wheels stick out so much from the angle kit.
Okay.
I'm trying to make it more subtle.
Explain, first of all, why do you need a welded diff versus just a stock LSD?
So welded diff is probably arguably the most important thing you would need in drifting just to get the car going sideways, is because most cars you have an open diff or some sort of viscous LSD, right? Where when you turn, the inner wheel will turn as is, but the outer wheel will be able to freely rotate to keep up with that.
Yep.
Whereas when you drift, you want to be able to break the rear end loose, and how we do that is locking the rear so that way it spins together, and when you have when you're turning, there's slip on the inside wheel.
Yep.
And that way it
breaks traction
and it's more predictable.
Doesn't really want to go straight a whole lot. Oh. I can just feel it just wants to slide already. I'm not even doing anything. So how would you enter, say, a second gear corner if you want to get a little bit of slide? Not too much, but just a little bit.
The safest way, honestly, is a clutch kick to me.
Okay.
That's like the safest low speed way to initiate a drift.
Okay.
When you start flicking the car and using momentum, it's not as like instant.
Okay.
So therefore it's not predictable, and usually you're coming in with way too much speed to do that.
Okay.
So it's weird to say, but the safest way is to actually like
clutch
power
kick,
over clutch kick. Yeah, we'll do a drift sesh one day.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to see
This will just be a first impressions
on your stomping grounds.
On my stomping grounds, yeah.
See how this stacks
up.
Well,
my stomping grounds would be like Laguna Seca. To be fair.
Okay, true.
Drift car aside, like the steering, the shifter, the pedals, everything's very, very ergonomic. Very Japanese. Alright.
It wants to step out.
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
If it wasn't you driving, and I wasn't like confident in your skills, I would have been like I would have been like, oh! But with you driving, I was just like all smiles.
That's high praise.
Let's get it.
You probably trust me too much. Have you ever drifted in the canyons before? Or is it always like in a parking lot or at a drift course?
Back in high school, back in college, you betcha.
You betcha.
That was me. That guy was me.
Initial D times.
You know, now we're getting a little older.
Got to deal with real life problems.
Yeah, I'm trying to be more responsible.
It's got more grip than I would expect, actually.
You expect it to lose grip
Yeah.
because it's welded, but that's only true when traction has been lost. When it hasn't been broken yet, you're constantly fighting two different wheels to break traction.
It does make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Because once you lose traction, once you initiate oversteer,
Yep.
I would imagine the welded diff is really like your friend, because then you can just keep the gas on, and then that one tire would be constantly getting more power than it needs.
But until that threshold of braking traction, I feel like you have more grip like when you put the power down, because both wheels are 100% of the time getting power.
Compared to something like an open diff, right?
Yeah.
An LSD would still be the best for maximum traction.
Oh yeah.
All right, I think we're gonna call it at that. Honestly, I wouldn't mind getting a cheap 350 HR as a track car. Like, it's just so cheap for the power. And the fact that it's a rear-wheel drive manual with 300 horsepower and a LSD,
and
like, that's pretty hard to find for 110K.
And reliable power.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really blow up unless you get a DE.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks, Terrence. We'll do a little shelter-in-place elbow tap for letting me drive your car. That was just like barely scratching the surface, honestly, of what this car can actually do. So once we can get me behind the wheel at an actual drift event, I would love to drive this car and just like see what drifting's actually like really all about.
Yeah.
So until then, go check out his channel if you want to see more drift videos. He's actually a really talented drifter. He's got plenty of videos back when he had his LS powered 240SX. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.